Some bad news. It looks like the Nvidia RTX 4090 is sold out or very close to it. We know that it's been diminishing in the amount that are out there because of various reasons. There's going to be Nvidia Super lineup coming up. Maybe they're trying to separate the 4080 Super from the 4090, but there's also been stuff overseas with banning the 4090. They're trying to move certain things around. Let's take a look at different stores and see if we can find any. We're going to start right now with Micro Center. That's the store that not everybody has, but typically they're going to have GPUs in stock. They've had a lot of 4090s. If we go over here to graphics cards, we're going to sort it out by the highest price. And here you can see the highest price GPUs. There's no 4090. There is an Asus 4080 Noctral Edition for $1649, which is obviously very expensive, but you're not going to find any 4090s here at all. And then you'll see there are 4080s in stock, not a huge number of them. It seems like maybe a couple. And then obviously you're going to have more like 4070 Ti's and GPUs under 1,000. Let's check another store. Let's see if any of them, possibly have it. This is going to be also Micro Center, just a different store. And this one does have the 4090, but only 2 of them in stock, and everything else is just a 4080 or some other model. So you can see it's getting pretty slim out there. There isn't too much variety, too much option with the 4090. And what I noticed, it seems like prices also went up for the 4090. They say maybe like 10% on a lot of models. I know even at Micro Center, I had bought a PNY 4090 a few months ago that was almost MSRP. It was like $1629, and then recently, after like 2 or 3 months, it jumped up to $1829. So it went up like $200 for the same GPU within a span of like 2 or 3 months. So that's a pretty significant price increase. Let's take a look at some other stores that people may have. So now let's go to Newegg and see what they have in store. They're going to be able to ship to a lot more places. All right, so the most expensive 4090 here, and it is a 4090, $3,499. And yes, that's the MSRP. This isn't some type of like third-party pricing. This just happens to be the Asus ROG Matrix Platinum. This is like their really special GPU. So it has a very, very big margin. It's like a water-cooled GPU with an AIO. It's a very specific and niche GPU. So that's not really going to be something that, normal people would buy. You would have to really be a big enthusiast. But then we have a MSI Supreme 4090. The price is getting higher, but they do have one. Let's see, actually, it says $1999. Actually doesn't say add to cart. Let's see. You can add it to cart. You have to kind of click on it. So they probably don't have too many, but the price I think did go up on this. I don't remember it being $19.99. So that's certainly going to be a bit of a price increase. And it seems to be like one of the only 4090s here. Let's see. And then there's a Gigabyte Aorus 4090. This is a eGPU, so can't really consider it in the realm of everything else because it's going to be an external 4090. And then the next one is a water-cooled 7900 XTX, and then it's basically just like 4080s. Going down the list here, 4080s, and then you'll have like 4070 Ti's. So Newegg basically has 3 4090s. 2 of them a lot of people wouldn't want because the Asus ROG Matrix, as cool as it may be, it's a little bit too expensive and it's out of the realm of reality for a lot of people, and probably not even really worth it. You could probably get the same performance or very close to it with a much cheaper 4090. And then, of course, we have that Gigabyte Aorus, the gaming box eGPU. Like, gamers aren't going to buy that unless you have a very specific use case for it, maybe some workstation use or something like that with Thunderbolt. And then the only reasonable one here, even though it's more expensive than it used to be, is going to be that MSI Supreme 4090. Now this one also has an AIO attached to it. It's smaller than the Asus AIO, so you may not be able to fit it in every case, actually, in like a mini ITX case or even other cases where you can fit a 4090. You may have some trouble if you have a big AIO for your CPU. So even this GPU has some compromises. It's not just a regular air-cooled GPU. Maybe that's why these 3 are left. They're technically 4090s, but no air-cooled 4090s. So I guess you could say the Newegg selection here is actually like pretty bad as well. So now let's check out Best Buy. Let's see what Best Buy has for us here. No 4090 there. The first 4090 that I see here is a mobile eGPU dock with a 4090 laptop GPU, that is. That's $19.99. That doesn't really count. So as we go down the list, we see a lot of other GPUs, 7900 XTX. You do have some systems with 4090s. Look at this, is about $4,000 for one of these pre-builds. And a few systems with 4090s. And the only 4090 they're showing here is an Asus TUF, but it says unavailable nearby, not really in stock. So even at Best Buy, which is the only place you can get a Founders Edition 4090, you're not going to be able to get basically any 4090 unless you buy a pre-built or something like that that has one. And even searching for the 4090 Founders Edition, nothing comes up. So now let's take a look at Amazon, available to a lot of people. Let's see what they have. They've had some 4090s, the last year come up, and a lot of them MSRP. A lot of prices were close to MSRP. But now let's see what we have. See up there, the same MSI Supreme for $21.99. That's $200 more expensive than the one that we saw at Newegg. And I guess it comes with like an HDMI cable or some stuff for them to justify the price, but that's far from MSRP. Then we have a Gigabyte 4090, $22.49. These prices are significantly over the MSRP for these GPUs. And you see every 4090 that they have, and Amazon does have a few in stock, but that's only because it's third-party pricing and they're over $2,000. None of these are close to what their price should be, MSRP. Gamers, of course, are used to MSRP 4090s, at least in the last year, or the last 6-7 months, as they became more available. But in the beginning, this was common to see with the 4090. It experienced a lot of these greater than MSRP scalper type pricing. So that's certainly very interesting. No reasonable 4090 in stock, as you can see. There's a pre-build here for $33.99. Oddly enough, that's the same price as that Asus Matrix GPU, and you get a 13900 KF to go along with it in the case. That shows you how expensive that Asus GPU is. But even Amazon, really nothing going on here. Now, if we go back to Micro Center, let's check out another, another state, another city. Here, no 4090s in stock, only 4080s. And the really expensive 4080s. Nobody's paying $1649 for a 4080, even if it is Noctua. Very expensive. And here, once again, the Asus Strix, the white version, $1599. That's a 4080. Nobody's going to pay that. That's why they're in stock and nobody's really buying them. And to get a more reasonable 4080, maybe the Gigabyte Edge or something like that, they do have that in stock. So this Micro Center has a few more 4080s in stock, but no 4090. Let's check another city here. So 4090 sold out. And then it's that same 4080 Noctua edition. And then just 4080s and going on to 4070 Ti's. So no 4090s here. These are stores that were pretty packed with 4090s actually, just a month or two ago. So it wasn't too long ago. Let's see here. Let's see another city. They do have one Gigabyte 4090 in stock at $1699. So it's $100 more than like the base Founders Edition MSRP, but this looks like it's the cheapest 4090 that we found today looking through these various websites. So this is very, very interesting. 4080s there are a lot of because it's a terrible price proposition. And then you even have some 4080s well below their MSRP, but there are no 4090s below their MSRP. When you do find them, they're going to be either the cheapest one is this Gigabyte, but that's only one that I found. If you look at all the other ones, they're much more expensive. They're basically $2,000 and up. So that's a little bit alarming this deep into the Nvidia cycle for the 4090. They're definitely missing a lot of value. They didn't go down in price. So who knows if it's to do with all the AI GPUs and that shuffling overseas, which I think a lot of it probably is. But in a few months, Nvidia probably will release some super GPUs as well. And the 4080 Super would certainly cannibalize some of the sales. Maybe they just want 4090 GPUs, the AD102, to go towards AI and machine learning type GPUs. But if you're a 4090 buyer, If you see one, probably might be a good idea to get it if you still want to get one, because they seem to be disappearing very, very quickly. All right, guys, so remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.